Saint Menas was born in Egypt in the middle of the 3rd century after Christ. Although he lived in an era of idolatry, his soul believed in and loved the true God. When he came of age, he enlisted in the Roman army, in the cavalry regiment of the Rutilians. His unit was based in Kottayam, today's Kütahya in Asia Minor. He was a brave and wise horseman, earning the respect of all his fellow soldiers. However, when the emperor ordered the persecution and torture of Christians, Saint Menas did not accept this impious command. He threw away his military belt, left the army, and ascended the mountain. There he lived ascetically for several years, with fasting and prayer, until the flame of confession was kindled in his heart. One day, during a pagan festival, he came down from the mountain and stood amidst the crowd. With a steady voice, he proclaimed, "Know well that there is only one true God, Christ. But those things you worship are senseless wood." The soldiers arrested him and led him to the ruler Pyrrhus. Pyrrhus asked him who he was, and the saint replied, "My homeland is Egypt. My name is Menas, and I was once a soldier. But because you are impious towards the true God, I left the army. Now I have come to confess Christ, so that he too may confess me as his servant in the kingdom of heaven." Enraged, Pyrrhus imprisoned him. The saint spent the night in prison, praying and glorifying God. The next morning, when the ruler accused him of desertion and impiety, the saint answered with courage, recalling the words of the Lord, "Do not fear those who kill the body, but cannot kill the soul." To Pyrrhus's threats, the saint remained unshaken, saying, "Nothing is capable of separating me from the love of Christ, neither honors nor torture." Then the horrible torments began. They whipped him mercilessly. Yet the saint endured the torments with prayer. Afterwards, they flayed him and rubbed his open wounds with haircloth. An old friend of his, Pegasios, seeing him, told him to pretend to sacrifice to the idols in order to be saved. But the saint replied with holy indignation, "Get away from me, enemy of the truth, for you are no friend. I worship only my Christ, and he will strengthen me to endure the wounds." His steadfastness enraged the tyrants, who continued even more harshly. They burned his wounds with torches and dragged him naked over metal thorns. The ruler tried again to persuade him, But the saint was immovable in his faith, saying, "With my Christ I was, I am, and I always will be." Then the ruler ordered for him to be beheaded. Shortly before the end, the saint raised his hands and prayed, "I thank you, my God, that you deemed me worthy to become a partaker of your sufferings, that you did not hand me over to the wild beasts to be devoured, that you kept me pure in your confession until now. But even now, I beg and beseech you, take my soul into your kingdom, and grant your grace and your help to those who invoke my name. I thank you, my God." It was November 11th when he surrendered his holy soul to God. The Christians took the holy relic to transport it to Egypt, as was the saint's wish. Near Lake Mareotis, the camel knelt and would not move forward, and so they understood that it was God's will for the holy relics of the saint to be buried there. His tomb quickly became a source of countless miracles. Years later, Constantine the Great, honoring the saint, built a magnificent church over his tomb. However, the grace of the saint was not limited to the desert of Egypt. It spread throughout the whole world. Today, in every corner of the earth, magnificent churches rise in his honor, eternal testimonies of the love of the Christians for Saint Menas. To this day, the holy great martyr Menas the Wonderworker hears the prayers of the faithful and rushes to help in every need. Saint of God, intercede for us.